Hey there, and welcome. Today, we're going to break down something you probably do every single day without even thinking about it: sharing what other people have said. Getting this one skill right can totally change the game for your writing and make your stories so much more engaging. So let's jump right in. Okay, so picture this. Your friend asks, "Hey, what did the teacher say about the test?" Now, what do? Do you repeat her exact words like a perfect recording, or do you just give your friend the main idea? Well, those two options are basically direct and indirect speech. And by the time we're done here, you'll know exactly which one to use and when. All right, first up, let's talk about the most exact way to do this: direct speech. This one is all about capturing the moment perfectly, preserving the exact words someone used. Think of yourself as a court reporter, getting every single word down. So what is it? The name pretty much says it all. Direct speech gives you the exact words that came out of someone's mouth. And the biggest clue, the one thing you absolutely can't miss, is that those words are always wrapped in quotation marks. If you don't see those quotes, it's not direct speech. It's really that simple. Now, the structure is almost like a simple recipe. It's super straightforward. You start with what's called a reporting verb, words like said or asked. Then you pop a comma right after it, open up your quotation marks, drop in the person's exact words, and then close the quotes. Just follow those steps and boom, you've quoted someone perfectly. Let's see how this works with a super simple example. Thabo said, "I am hungry." See that? You've got the verb said, and then you have his exact words, "I am hungry," tucked right inside those quotation marks. We know precisely what Thabo said. No guessing involved. Here's another one. The teacher said, "We will write a test tomorrow." Again, same exact structure. But hey, do me a favor and keep an eye on those words "we" and "tomorrow." Trust me, they're going to be really important in just a few minutes when we flip over to indirect speech. And this is a great example of how flexible direct speech can be. Even with a more complicated sentence like this one from the coach, the rule is the same. If you practice every day, you will improve. The whole idea, word for word, is captured right there inside the quotes. Okay, so we've got the word for word quoting down. But what if you don't need to be that exact? What if you just want to report the main message? Well, that's where our other tool, indirect speech, comes into play. So, indirect speech, you might also hear it called reported speech, is all about getting the main idea across. The key thing here is we're just summarizing the message. And because of that, two big things happen. The quotation marks totally disappear, and the words themselves might get tweaked a bit. Now, changing from direct to indirect speech isn't random. There's a process. Think of it like a checklist. First, you ditch the quotation marks. Easy. Then you usually add a little connecting word, like that. After that comes the real work. You'll probably have to change the pronouns, shift the verb tense back into the past, and update any time-sensitive words to make sense now. Let's see this in action with our first examples. Remember Thabo? His direct quote, "I am hungry," becomes, Thabo said that he was hungry. See what happened there? I flipped to he, and the present tense am got bumped back to the past tense was. Same thing for Lorado. I like becomes she liked. It's a pattern. Okay, let's level up a bit. The girl said, "I finished my homework." When we report it, it shifts even further back in time. The girl said that she had finished her homework. And remember what the teacher said? "We will write a test tomorrow" turns into, the teacher said that they would write a test the next day. See how we had to change tomorrow? That's super important. And you know what? Even the trickier sentences follow these same rules. When the principal says must, it becomes had to in the report. When the doctor says you need to, it changes to I needed to. The logic stays the same. We're talking about something that was said in the past, so the language kind of shifts back in time with it. So there you have it, our two ways of reporting speech. One is a perfect word-for-word copy, and the other is a careful summary of the main point. Let's put them head-to-head for one final showdown, just to make sure the differences are absolutely crystal clear. Honestly, this table is the perfect cheat sheet. Let's run through it. Punctuation: direct speech uses quotes, indirect does not. Simple. The words: direct is exact, indirect reports the meaning. And the grammar: direct keeps everything original, while indirect often has to shift the verbs and pronouns to fit the new sentence. This is definitely one to bookmark. So you might be thinking, okay, that's cool grammar, but why do I really need to know this? And that's a fair question. But trust me, knowing the difference between quoting and reporting is so much more than a grammar rule. It's a massive communication skill.
It's because when you really get this, you can choose the right tool for the right job. You can bring a story to life by using a character's exact powerful words. Or you can summarize a long meeting super efficiently by just reporting the key takeaways. Nailing this makes everything you say and write clearer, more precise, and way more interesting.
So I'll leave you with a little something to think about. If you're telling a really dramatic story, which one are you going to reach for to build that suspense? And what if you're writing a formal report for work? Which one feels more professional? The answers really show you the power behind these tools. Thanks so much for tuning in.
Hey,